Hello and a warm welcome to Don Bosco Vibes on Radio Maria, your sunny voice. Well, this is the Don Bosco show that comes your way every Saturday at 10 hours. So excited. What we are looking at today is youth leadership in the church. What is youth ministry to start with? So we'll start with Judith.
So youth ministry is also known as a youth group. Is a religious organization that focuses on engaging youths and connecting them, connecting and engaging people from ages, obviously from 18 to 35. Those are known as my youth groups.
Okay.
Yes.
Awesome. Raphael, what is the role of a youth in the Catholic Church and society?
So among some of the roles of the youth in the church is to continue to propagating the Christian faith, especially among our fellow youths. Just as you know that a lot of people are shining away from the faith. Others are becoming something else. Others are becoming atheists, and others are joining other cults out there. So it is the responsibilities of we, the youth, particularly the Catholic youth, to be like the moral compass in the society, to be able to preach the gospel of our Lord Jesus Christ to our fellow human beings out there. And also, they are a store of Christian values, because as you know, we also have quite a number of big people, right? And they are fading away. Their involvement in the Catholic Church is also diminishing, because maybe some because of sicknesses and because of fatigue, because of tiredness, they have done so much. So now, this store value is upon we, the youth. Okay, because so now we are getting this information, because we say that youth are the leaders of tomorrow. So now, if we do not have the information today, currently, it means that it will be very difficult for us to become leaders in the future. In as much as we will be the leaders of tomorrow, we are also leaders currently. Yeah, because we also take part in various leadership positions.
So we move on to Elizabeth. What are the duties and responsibility of a youth leader?
A duty of a youth leader is to make sure that other youths are comfortable with whatever activities that I impose on them as a leader. And you know, in as much as a leader is supposed to lead by example, I'm supposed to have those responsibilities to which I'm able to teach my fellow youths on how to live in the church, not necessarily alone in the church, but even outside. There are activities like sports, you know, the youth, they run art-based activities, more especially educational-wise, outdoor, indoor, making sure that our communities have got youths that are able to lead on their own, not just as leaders of tomorrow, future leaders, but we leaders of today. We are still future leaders of tomorrow as young people. So one of the duties of a youth leader, I should give an example when it comes to sports. You know, all youths, they love sports. So as a leader, I impose sports on my fellow young ones. I'll have them in number. There's this saying that you cannot catch a bee with a bucket of vinegar, but only with a drop of honey, you're able to catch 1,000 of bees. So meaning, as a youth leader, you need to bring out those things that you know your fellow youths who like, and you are bringing them closer to God, not only to sports activities or maybe just teaching them on how to live in the community, but also bringing them closer to God.
As a youth leader, your responsibility is also to be an inclusive leader. Okay, we're supposed to engage our fellow youths in outreach programs, you know, in coaching, in supporting them mentally, physically, you know, and all this. Just you are supposed to be a Christ-like. So in you being a Christ-like, you have a responsibility in bringing Christ into others, especially in the Catholic Church. You know, we've seen what is currently going on. There's so much drinking, there's so much leaving our church, you know, going to other, you know, to find Christ in other churches. But it is our responsibility to evangelize to them and kubabweza back go church to say God lives right here. You know, whatever that we are seeking, konja, everything is here.
So what are we doing to stop our fellow young people not to leave the Catholic Church?
For me, I think inclusion is very important, you know, because a lot of people who deflect to other churches, they don't really feel included. You know, as a youth leader, you shouldn't be comfortable with only a group of people. Leadership comes with a lot. You know, leadership comes with being a friend, being a coach, being a parent, and all sorts of things. And then you shouldn't be selective as a leader. So you have to make sure that everyone plays a part in whatever activities that you are organizing. So for me, I feel like inclusion should be a duty as well. You know, you shouldn't focus only on a certain group of people. Young people, as youths, we are the bridge between the adults and the teenagers as well. So if we, if they are to groom the future generation, or you know, the upcoming youths, we are the bridge, because we're people who are maybe in direct contact with those young people. So whenever they are making programs as well, they should make sure that they involve us, they brief us, or they educate us on some doctrines, because again, you find that as a Catholic Church, we're somehow losing our culture, because we are not really involved, or we are not really taught what to do. So there should be direct communication, you know, there should be an overflow of communication as we also are trying to groom those people who are below us.
So in a world where there's social media and we are chasing things that don't even matter, we actually leave the very people that matter to us. And you know, ndepa jampeza aenda ku church kuyango. Why? Because kupente, they are inclusive. You know, it's okay, I'm a leader, it's fine, it's all about you. But Wanzatu, they are so inclusive in that Uzapeza. I don't know why it's like this, but you know, you find Isewa Catholic and Isewa Mbili who have these big positions, you know, of doctors, but it is so hard for us kukamba kuti, oh, Edward, there's an opening job that is opening here. But Nzando sakilira winango. You see? So when you see other churches, wakakuona chabat, you know, Raphael finished school series mshemoshe, his papers are correct mshemoshe. How do we capture? You know, for them it's wanting to grow their church, and what are they going to do? They are going to look into what Raphael is lacking. What Raphael is lacking. And the moment they capture you, obviously, your allegiance and you'll be indebted kunkara kuchani, koenda kucheche. But what are we doing is, as my Catholic youths? Is there a job opening? Is there a workshop? Is there an entrepreneurship workshop? What is going on? Are we bring you as a leader? Are you a person whom people will say, I have this problem? The next thing I think about Victoria, Elizabeth, Edward, you know? So I think inclusion is very good, and looking out for each other. So it is our responsibility as my Catholic youths and Catholic leaders to bring back once everybody lost.
Okay.
Yes.
Elizabeth.
I always tell my friends to say, you guys, if we're a youth group, we are all leaders. If you have a problem with one another, let that problem remain outside. When we come as leaders, let's work together. And then if you want to continue with that problem that you had, let it continue from outside. We inside here, we're not supposed to know what you guys are having, whatever confusions that you're having together. But when we come together as youths, as leaders, let's work towards the thing that we want to achieve, so that we are able to show children out there, our holy childhood, our fellow teenagers, our youth, and the adults out there, to say, we youths, we are on our feet working towards achieving greater things and bringing other people, other youths, teenagers, holy childhood, closer to God. Some of us, we don't hold positions in the church, but we are leaders.
Sure.
I myself have taken it up upon myself to say I am a youth leader, even if I don't have a position. But when I see that there's something lacking in the youth ministry, I'll chip in and say, okay, I'm also a youth. Let's do this, guys. But we are not united. Communication, unity is not there in the youth ministry. That's the reason why other youths are choosing to go out from the Catholic Church to other churches where they feel like they'll be welcomed and they'll feel that sense of belonging in a church.
And they'll be embraced.
Yes, they'll be embraced. But in our church today, it's who I know. Okay, because Judy is my friend. Yeah, I'm going to tell her what is going on. That's the reason why other youth, they are shying away from just coming to us, to contribute what they have on their minds, because they already know to say, even if I say something, I won't be heard. So why should I waste my time? Let me find a place where I'm going to be welcomed, where I'll feel like I'm in a church.
And at the end of the day, that is why people are shying away. You want to be a patron. Why do you want to be a patron? Is it because you want to foster and help young people? Is it because you just want to have the name? What is it?
There's a phenomenon that we call egocentrism, where you are just pursuing a particular course of action for personal gain and not necessarily for the benefit of the group which you want to start leading. Also, coming to the issue of politics, there is a lot of politics, especially in our Catholic Church, especially where it comes to leadership. That is why, also commenting why even the leadership, they are not even that effective, because there are some people, after losing elections, they even lose their morale if even attending the functions of a particular organization. Because there are a lot of campaign that goes on. No, the moment you just vote for me as the chairperson, I'm going to accomplish this kind of things in our organization. Then it turns out that this person loses elections. So whatever the incumbent person is going to be doing, it's never going to be appreciated by a larger section of that particular organization. So as long as people are exhibiting egocentrism in the way that they're executing their leadership activities, it means that these things they will not go anywhere.
The issue of trending, or the issue of being known, being feared, making names, is not only on social media, but in our communities as well, and I think as young people, we don't really understand, or we don't really know the thin line between being respected and being feared. As a leader, you shouldn't be feared, you should be respected. So if you are a leader, don't separate immediately you start concentrating on a certain group of people or listening only to one individual, you start creating divisions, and then you start creating those divisions, it means whatever you wanted to achieve, it won't be achieved, because you don't have one organization, you have different organizations now in the same group you are heading. You have these different groups, so there will be people who will be helping you because they're your friends, and then there'll be people who will be fighting you because you've made enemies with them. There are people who will not be, there'll be people who will be in between. They don't know where to go. So as a leader, you won't flourish. So group influence also shouldn't be condoned, because there will be a lot of divisions, and then there's a lot of division. The work of God won't go forward. You won't grow as an organization, and then you will see people now deflecting as well to these other. Because in our Catholic Church, we've got these other lay groups. As a leader, also stick to your guts as well. If something is not of the benefit of the organization, then it shouldn't be there in the first place.
Okay, thank you so much, Edward. We now move on to Elizabeth. Please be brief.
I am not capable of doing big things, but I want to do everything, including the smallest things, for the greater glory of God.
Okay, thank you so much. Okay, you people are just awesome people. At least you followed time. You are indeed leaders.
We are young enough.
Awesome. So this is where we need to wrap up. My name's Victoire Chilufya. Join us again next week as we continue with youth leadership in the Catholic Church. So until we meet again, my name's Victoire Chilufya.